Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Kamala Log here. Here on a August night, August 30th, 2016, yes, it is another vlog, but it's not a regular one. I'm here to, the reason why I'm not showing my face is because I don't want to implicate myself, I might with this message, but I'm transmitting here to say that yes, I'm still continuing the channel, but this is a message to all Americans and all Americans who care about their future and about everything. This is going to be a long message, and it's probably going to be 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes long. Yeah, guys, this is actually concerning the country and the condition it's in and how much of a hateful state it's in right now. And the reason why I say that, guys, is because America, as strong as it is, and as resilient as it is being torn down by our current leaders who think they know best. I know this. I know this sounds redundant, and the people have said before, but I have a warning for you guys. You know, the next couple of months leading up to this election are not going to be pretty. It's not going to be anything exciting. You know, over the last 8 years, I've watched this country degrade into the laughingstock of the world, and that alone, like every other American, pisses me off to no end. I know there's millions responsible. I know that there's tons of people that are involved in this, and that there's not every single one cause, but guys, the way this country has been degrading is absolutely and utterly despicable. Over the last 8 years, I've watched a African American president take the values and take the structure of our land and turn it against what we stand for. To be honest, President Obama and the rest of the Democrat Party have ruined the middle class. They've utterly decimated people's hopes, even though we'll continue to fight. And the rest of the Democratic Party say they want more change. Well, we don't need any more change, guys. It's not necessary, because honestly, if we had many more change, guys, we'd be in some pretty deep trouble. I'm just disgusted of what these Democrat politicians, what the Republican politicians have done. They've done absolutely nothing to change the course of our way of life. You know, we've fallen behind in many areas, you know, and it's just, you know, most of you guys can argue against this, but I have the feeling I won't have the proof, but I have a feeling that Obama was trained to. Some people might hate me for this, but I think Obama was trained when he was 8, 9 years old to literally destroy this country. And if you guys don't believe me, look up Obama's time in one of the schools that he was at when he was a young kid. I know that there's evidence that he was brainwashed into destroying this country, And that saddens me that he actually was brainwashed. Now, I'm not feeling bad for him, but, they should have checked this guy out. Our officials should have not given him the right to lead our country. And he was not even born here, guys. There's been rumors beyond rumors that he was never born here. He should have never ruled this country. He should have never led this country. There's copies and copies and copies of his birth certificate that show him that he was not born here. He was not born in the continental U.S. You can look that up too. And the way our country has degraded into all this gun violence and all this senseless killing. Back in 2010, guys, I was asked to write an article in a daily newspaper, and I predicted that there would be, not that I'm happy with my prediction at all, because I'm disgusted at how close I got, and almost never wished I predicted it, but I had to. I predicted that after DJ Henry was a Easton kid who was killed by a police officer, by a stray police officer's poor judgment, when he was innocent, and I said in my paper this would bring on a load of violence against both and create a big rift. And boy, was I right, but I didn't want to be right at that moment. And it defies description. What I have seen over the last couple of months, we haven't learned, especially all the shooters that are ruining the Second Amendment for us in our way of life. None of these shooters have learned to live, to respect those people. I mean, I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're Asian, black. Just do your job and just be a productive society. Don't cause problems. That's all I got to say. And, and this is going to happen. I mean, before, violence against blacks was pretty horrendous before Obama got in, but I'm afraid, guys, that his presence absolutely destroyed what it is. And now police forces are being blamed for being too brutal, when they were never accused of doing that before. And that kind of hurts because my father's a police officer actually for our town, so, and my father's a good cop. He's a good guy. He has a good sense of judgment, and it just stains the name of the police officer in this country because, police officers were respected. Well, speeders and people who hate the law didn't respect them, but people who abide by the law and actually played by the rules respected the police for doing what was right. Now it's like you don't know who to trust, almost. And it's almost as if this country has disintegrated. I mean, we're almost a third-class country. Our debt's unbelievable. Our president has been brainwashed into spending all this money and driving us into debt. And, this isn't Obama's fault, everybody. I'm just going to tell you this right now. It's not Obama's fault. All this is driven by a jihadist group that brainwashed him as a child. And he's doing what they want him to do. And I think if Obama was not brainwashed, he would be a great president, and he'd be far better than what he is. And people wouldn't slam him left and right. And I know the truth, and now everybody hates him. Everybody says, oh, he's a useless piece of crap, he's a clown. And you know what? you know what, his parents should have been better guiding him, and he should have been able to shake it off, and he just screwed up with his mentality. He's been told to do this, been told to do that, and you know what, he's the president of a free world, for God's sake. He should know what to do, but he's just... And now all this crap is inspiring people like Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton is taking off that mold that Obama was brainwashed with, and she's absolutely running with it, and she's got to come up with her own style. You know, she's a pain in the neck too. I can't tell you how much I hate her as well. Not to be sexist or anything, guys, but I don't think Hillary's bit to run. Maybe another time and place, guys. I'm thinking, but not now. I mean, the only leader of the free world that I know that's any good as a female is Angela Merkel, who's over in Germany, who can run her country well, and she has her own ideals, and she doesn't pawn off some jihadist brainwashed politician who thinks he knows what's best. And these jihadists have been destroying us from the inside out. You know, they make us fight with each other, and we have all this crap. And it pains me that people don't listen and wake up and don't think that this is what's happening, because everybody says, oh, the terrorists haven't broken us down. Well, I think that's happening, guys. It's not fun to listen to this. So now it's almost as if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm in America. What crap's happened today? I don't want to do that, guys. I want to go, oh, what good stuff has been happening in this country, and I can't do that because, it's just so despicable what I have to see and what I have to feel. Every time I turn on the news, I have to be like, oh, somebody got shot. I'm like, why do these people have to get shot? I know there's hate groups. I know there's people that hate other people, but, especially these Islamic jihadist terrorists who Obama is covering up for, because these are his people. This is him being brainwashed, and this is his brainwashed buddies, of course. And you know what? I have the freedom of speech. I don't give a damn, but Obama is absolutely allowing these terrorists to do this because his brainwashing is obviously working, and this is the reason why people hate him, because, you're not supposed to be brainwashed as the President of the United States. I mean, this is even worse than George Bush, and George Bush wasn't even that bad up until just recently, And it stinks now that we got our election literally 3 months away, and we have a president that's most hated, and we have a woman president that can't even run the country right, and Hillary's got all these ideas, like, I want to ban guns, I'm a man-hater, and she doesn't want anything to do with it's man-made. That's obviously an awful problem. I also hate that my friends were duped into thinking Obama was the greatest. He was a god. He was an absolute godsend. He wasn't, if people knew the truth, they'd hate him even more, And, he's absolutely a victim of circumstance, but, he's 50 years old, and he should be able to know when he was screwed around with. You don't lose that when you were a kid, but I almost think, And on top of that, people's morals in this country, I really, really, really hate people's morals in this country. They're diving so much, like, it's all about fame, fast cars, and all this greed, and I can't frickin' stand it, guys, it just burns me to see that people screw around and people say, oh, I can spend this much money on this, I can do this, I can do that. It just pains me, guys, that it has come to that, and that we've broken down to a society where people don't care about relationships anymore. Everybody's about this, everybody's about that. I mean, come on. That guy Weiner in frickin' New York, sexting with his wife, who's part of the frickin' Hillary Clinton organization. I mean, that's a frickin' eye raiser, huh? Hillary keeps on saying, I have people that are very reliable and very honest. Well, it's not being very honest, Hillary. Just to let you know, I hope that you lose the election and that you never run again, because you're not the term of reliability there, Hillary, and it's honestly not your forte. So you need to step down big time and not run politics again. Your husband, guys, she let her husband sleep with another woman, and she didn't give a damn, and she still took him back. I would have kicked the guy out. I would have freaking absolutely, and I think that's the reason why she's such a man hater, is because of that little incident. And and that's another good point. There's a lot of guys out there that are like cheating left and right, and they're like, they don't give a damn about what a woman feels like and what a woman should do and what a woman should be like. And I think women should be strong. They should have their own ideals, not copy anybody else. They should be feminine. They should do whatever they want. But Hillary's not that one, and she should be open-minded, be powerful, not make her own decisions. But she's not, and I'm doing that because I'm not really a big fan of the Clintons, and I never have been. And there's all these politicians that think they sound so cool. They think they can get away with their ancestry and think that they're all fun and games. I mean, I'm talking about Elizabeth Warren. She's another problem that I'll talk about in another video. Who knows? Another politician that's full of crap, really. And I'm just really disgusted with this country has, and I'll give you the 5 reasons why I'm disgusted with this country, and the reason why I think this country's screwed in the head, and it's lost its head, and it needs to get back on track before it loses its way completely, before crap hits the fan. We need to defend ourselves, because that's what I think it's going to come to if we don't make changes soon, guys. And number 5, this country's gotten way too greedy. It just thinks it's got way too much wealth and it doesn't have the money. Number 4, our leadership is absolutely the laughingstock of the world. I don't know how we're still standing. And you know what? I'm actually thankful that God is watching over us. God is keeping us in check. Number 3, these politicians are they just think for themselves. They don't think about anybody else. I mean, classic case in point, Obama going on for his vacation and taking a little while longer than everybody else and not going down to Louisiana. I said, you know what? I would have said, you know what? I would have told my wife, I said, you know what? I got to go down to Louisiana. I got to talk to my people. Obama keeps on saying that he's for his people, but I think it's the jihadist training kind of kicking in. Guys, I think that very much. Number 2 is that, the corporations especially, the big corporations, especially the one I work for, it's a greedy, self-centered, they just want development. They don't care about any other people. They destroy other people's lives in order to get ahead. It's completely sickening, and I'm seeing it every day. And you know what? They think they know better than people, and they really don't. I mean, come on, I can run around corporate executives 3 times over. It's unbelievably stupid. Even the head CEOs could probably lose them to be in a mind game. It's hilarious. They dive to the little freaking lawyers, like the little freaking scaredy cats they are, because they can't defend themselves. And number 1 is just that we're not united anymore. We're broken up to a million things. And you know what, guys? I think it's time that we get united again. We rise up. We stand as one, and we say we're not going to take this crap ever again. We need to join forces. We need to do what we need to do to make this right. And do what we need to do to make sure that we get the right politicians and make the right choices, and some good luck comes our way because we're going to need it. It's just another thing that this had to happen, guys, and it's like, enough's enough. I remember when I was a kid, growing up, this world was amazing, and it's all even my town's gone to heck. I mean, we have people of different colors coming in. You may think that's great, but it's a little town. We don't need any crap like that. We don't need people doing other things. I mean, come on, class case in point that my neighbor, my next door neighbor, who lives just right in front of us, right in front of our door, got kicked out by these Brazilian Jehovah's Witnesses because they think some freaking liberal mamby-pamby, we gotta play patty cake with every, that's another thing I'm getting into next. We gotta play patty cake, and that's one other thing that grinds my gears. You guys ever tired of having to play patty cake with everybody, and, play patty cake and play this mamby-pamby game, that's gonna stop in a heartbeat, and Obama was a freaking idiot for doing that. I think that's one of Obama's things that was kind of his idea, growing up. I think that's not part of his jihadist training, trying to get us all to fight each other and try to get divided so we can have all these freaking problems. We gotta stop being politically correct. If people hate us, fine. I mean, we'll play by the rules, but, for those who piss us off or make us look like fools, screw them, We gotta stop playing patty cake, and I don't play patty cake, I always try to hold back, guys, you guys know that, but it's absolutely a cluster of a situation in our country, and it's gotta stop, honestly, and, I'm just gonna warn you guys right here, right now, if we don't do what's right, if we don't get these politicians, these all nuts knowing, these all talk and no walk politicians like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and freaking Elizabeth Warren, who's another case for another story, who's another story for another day. These people all need to get out of office and just stay out. They have no business. They have no business of being in office, and Donald Trump is a problem. Another thing I have a problem with, guys, that's also screwed about this country, the freaking entertainment business. Who in the freaking world made these people king? Every time I talk to one of my friends, oh, you gotta see this movie, you gotta see that movie, I love this movie, I don't give a crap. You know what, I have an answer to that? You know what, you're all you entertainment people, you put a president general candidate, Donald Trump, on the step of the presidential nomination, and you have everybody kids me on this one. Oh, the celebrities will do nothing. Well, you know what? We have one as a presidential nominee, and he's gonna screw things up royally. I'm just secretly not gonna vote in this next election. I'm just gonna put the word God. Because that's what we're going to freaking need, utterly. I don't care who gets in. We're just going to need God, honestly. In the entertainment business, they sit up there and they go, oh, we worked so hard. We did this, we did that. I'm like, and I have to switch you guys know. These Hollywood types will get up there and we work so hard. I'm like, can you... my dad and I sit there and I'm like, can you thank your caterer? Can you thank your chauffeur? Can you thank the guys who actually built the frickin' set on your frickin' movie instead of frickin' patting yourself on the back, you idiot? Every time I watch Ben Affleck, every time I watch a piss poor actor like Ben Affleck or frickin' Mike Cera pat themselves on the back for something that frickin' Mike Cera is that dink is will pat himself on the back for a great job. It just... yeah. Give me Tippi Hedren and the rest of the Hollywood elite back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you can toss the guys we have now, technically. I'll take the golden age, but I won't take modern age for a second. The stories are repetitive and everything else is like that. And that's what grinds people, and that's what grinds my gears. People just waste their money on movies all the day long, and I have to listen to my friend Tom go, "Oh, I spent $15 on another movie," and I'm like, "Good for you. You just wasted $15 that you're gonna need for something else." I'm not the greatest spender in the world, but at least I pick when I purchase stuff. I haven't exceeded. None of my purchases in the last couple of weeks have exceeded what I paid for my phone, and that was a necessary purchase, people. But yeah, it just grinds my gears that those freaking Hollywood elite types think that they're better than us when they're not, when they just can be 10 times lower. And they have to have a gossip magazine for everyone. Like, I give a crap. Like, freaking Charlie Sheen sits there. Like, I was watching something when I was over at my grandmother's house today, and Charlie Sheen has money problems. And I'm sitting there, and I was telling my mother and my grandmother, I said, yeah, because he's paying for HIV treatments. You know what? He freaking deserves every one of it. He thinks he's better than everybody else. They're human like you and me, guys, but they just should act like it. You know what? Screw Charlie Sheen if he has money problems. It'll teach the Hollywood elite. And this is the same guy quote, and I quote, "Oh, I had a longer drug run than Sinatra and everybody else." But you know what, Charlie? At least Sinatra was better freaking entertaining. At least he didn't have drug problems or HIV problems like you do. Screw you, Charlie Sheen. Screw you, and your father's probably freaking disappointed in you. Martin was a much better actor because he was from the golden age, the silver age. And then you piece of crap, And I can't stand all these freaking actors that all these girls pine over. In this day and age, I have to listen to people. And I have to listen to all these. My schoolgirl friends, pine over these assholes. Orlando Bloom, frickin' Ben Affleck, frickin' Channing Tatum, all these frickin' assholes that don't hold a candle to what Sean Connery to do. Sean Connery had 10 times more class than frickin' these pussbags that we have now for male actors. The only real male actors right now are frickin' Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, and they can actually do something. And frickin' Clint Eastwood. I freaking take Clint Eastwood in a male role any day, any time of the week, because he actually was a real male, unlike these other freaking pussbag liberals that we have now as actors. They gotta always state their claim to something like, "Oh, I want to support this, I want to support that." Just shut up. Let us do that, And it just really grinds my gears that, I have to hear this all the time, and I kind of hold back when I'm talking to my friends. And I said, what, these people don't know what they're freaking talking about. So they're all sitting there living their lives thinking freaking God will save them, or Obama, who they think that God will save them, which they won't. So, it's like, I'm thankful for all the stuff I have, but, thankful for my health and everything else now that I'm healed from my injury and all the other things. But just wish people in my generation would wisen up and listen to people. Everybody thinks I'm kidding, but, it's all coming to fruition, people, and it just defies description. It's just not even funny. I just can't. I could go on and on. If you guys want to hear more of these rants, I'll do part 2 of this someday. But it's just utterly despicable. I think this country is rotten to the core. It needs to recover. There's good people in it, but I think this country is rotten to the core. Its insights are wrong. Its intentions are wrong. We need to make the country strong again. We need to make every single right a right again. I think, this country is very good. It's very scientific. We have a bunch of brilliant minds. We have tons of races that help contribute to our causes. I think what we need to do, guys, is we need to take what we have in this country and make it great. I don't care what religion you are, what sexual orientation you are. We all need to coexist. What I think we need to do is we need to make sure that we're not loving us for what our status is. We should just love ourselves for human beings and make sure that we remember it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter about our color, our race, our ethnicities, our values, our religions, our sexual orientations, our views of this and that. We should all treat each other as human beings, even though there are some people who just don't give a crap and just want to act like these liberals. But, that's another story for another day. And my message to everybody else is everybody that thinks that this country is gonna be intact every day they wake up and smell the coffee and get the people that are in currently out and get the people that are gonna do stuff in. That is my message. Don't screw this up. This election is important. Don't treat this as a popularity contest just because Hillary's the most stylish one. As I said, screw her. She's absolutely in trouble, and I hope she loses the nomination big time, and Trump loses his as well, because it's an utter freaking mess, and I'll have to tell something more about the election when it gets closer, But yeah, guys, I've talked long enough. This has been a long rant. Alright, guys. As always, long live America. God bless America. Long live democracy, and long live everything else, and long live the Second Amendment, and every other amendment, and every other right that we have as human beings. And amen to my grandmother's soul, my grandfather's soul, and everybody else. Cease, amen to all of them. Thank you. And this is Mike Mo here for a night chat. Here on August 30th, 2016. Thank you. Have a good day, guys. Mike Mo's here, signing out. Thank you, guys. And let this message pass on.